Good afternoon, HR members and industry stakeholders. All delegate members should have received an email from HRI with a copy of the audited financial statements and a memo from our treasurer, Dermot McMorrow, this past week. As mentioned in the memo, audited financials were approved by the HRI board on August 31st. So today I'll be providing you with an overview of the audited results of HRI for the prior year. As a reminder to attendees, with the board approval of the audited statements, there will be no vote to approve them today. After my presentation, there will be a short Q&A period for any questions pertaining to the financial results. And now, let's get ready to crunch some numbers. $13,423 in net surplus. That's significantly less than prior year's $1.285 million surplus. But as you'll see throughout my presentation today, our audited financials present CMPX results in the year that it occurs. So the biggest difference between fiscal 2022 to fiscal 2023 results is CMPX 2022, which was captured in last year's audited financials. So what kind of shape are we in overall? Let's start by looking at revenue. At $1.2 million, membership revenues surpassed our prior year's results by 4%. In education, course registration reached $1.88 million in revenue, slightly ahead of prior year results. However, $340,000 of last year's revenue came from our 5-year certification renewal program, which wasn't available this year. So factoring out the 5-year certification revenue, course registrations ended 23% higher than prior year, a super strong finish. In terms of event revenue, HRA generated $509,000 from our 2022 annual conference, and from the newly launched Heat Pump Symposium, which contributed $225,000 to this revenue category. The other major non-dues revenue category is support services. This category represents revenue generated by providing managerial and administrative services for Refrigerant Management Canada, the Thermostat Recovery Program, the Manufacturer's Enter Guide and Statistics Program, accounting services for CMPX, and the Contractor's Boiler and Pressure Vessels Program. In total, HRI generated $594,000 in support services revenue. In terms of expenses, at $1.8 million, salaries and benefit costs increased by approximately $328,000, mainly due to increased investment in membership and regionalization roles. HR investment in staff development, training, and recognition, as well as travel expenses increased to $155,000, with staff travel in full swing for 2023. Professional fees totaled $140,000, with costs incurred for the bylaws and director's policy manual updates, as well as significantly increased legal and HR support. Under program expenses, which can be found on page 16 of the audit financials, at $364,000, the expenses of our Heat Pump Symposium and our in-person AGM in 2022 were the biggest increases in expenses. In summary, HRI incurred total expenses of $4.685 million for fiscal 2023. It should be noted for audit reporting purposes, the revenue expenses relating to the HRI restricted reserve funds are also included in the statement of operations. For fiscal 2023, HRI invested in the following initiatives through our restricted reserve funds. Through the Industry Development Fund, $14,000 was invested in government relations initiatives, including our Day on the Hill and Day on the Park, and $75,000 was invested in regionalization efforts across the country, which included our 2 climate change events. Via the R&D Fund, $45,000 was invested in the modernization and digitization of new and existing training courses. $30,000 was invested in updates and maintenance of our BPP compliance program. And through our Orville Davy Fund, $6,000 of bursaries was issued in fiscal 2023. Information on the restricted funds of HRI are included in Note 11 of the audited financials. Finally, let's break down the statement of financial position, or the balance sheet. Because our auditors have already provided notes on this statement, we'll only cover some of the year-over-year highlights. And while these balances are fiscally fit, they don't conveniently fit in our video time frame. So here's a quick workout for your eyes while I catch my breath.
Hi there, I'm TSN Hockey Insider, Bob McKenzie. Wow, these stats, they do not lie. It's been another winning season for HRAI. Now these guys needed to bring their A game, and they most certainly did not disappoint. Expenses were up, sure, but look at those record-breaking revenues. I'm telling you, this is a healthy-looking, all-Canadian team with a very strong bench. We are talking $2.4 million in reserve. Now, some say HVAC is back. I say it never went away. If you're looking for more wins, look no further.